For your family's future can feel sometimes overwhelming, but having a clear estate plan can make all the difference.
Yes, and today we are joined by attorney Barry Horowitz of Narenstein Horowitz and Associates to explain why the planning really matters and how you can learn, because you can actually go to one of their complimentary seminars coming up. So thank you for being with us.
Oh, you're very welcome, Kara. Very nice seeing you.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you, Scott.
It's always a pleasure, Barry. I always learn something new when you come on the show, which I'm grateful for. First of all, I love the fact that you're all over the state.
Yes. In fact, I was in Danbury on Tuesday. And so our seminars, as you know, go all over the state, and Danbury is one of the locations, and we're all over, really. So they'll be happening the first week in June.
Can we just add, people out there, they hear these words, they all sound the same. I don't think they understand what they mean. Can we just go through, what is a will?
A will is a document that goes into court where you specify what you want done with your affairs when you pass away.
Okay.
Requires a judge to do it. Without the court, has no effect. Involves the probate process to get it done.
And do we all need it?
Well, that's a very good question. A lot of people will tell you that everybody needs a will. I tend not to say that because the way people think about wills is the way I describe, but there are other kinds of wills. For instance, we do a lot of living trusts as a will substitute.
That was my next question. What is a trust?
Or a living trust, because those are different, right?
Well, there are many kinds of trusts. But for most people, the option, if they're not going to do a traditional will, is to do a living trust. A living trust will also lay out your affairs in terms of who gets what, when, and how, but to do it without going through the probate process. And that's why a lot of people like it, because many people find probate to be expensive and time-consuming, and it's all public, and they'd rather not have that.
So when you establish, people might be thinking, do I have enough money? They hear trust and you think, oh, those are the trust fund people. But if you're a regular family, getting a comprehensive estate plan, would that include some sort of a trust? Would you advise that?
That's what we do. We will do living trust traditionally as a substitute for the will.
Okay.
So the living trust, our feeling is if you really have an estate of any size, certainly if you have a home, and if you have an estate worth at least $100,000, we think people should look into doing a living trust instead of having a will.
What is an estate plan? What is in that estate plan?
An estate plan is a general term in terms of how you leave your affairs and how you handle things when you pass away.
Okay.
So for us, an estate plan would normally have a living trust, would also have a kind of will called a pour-over will, which is a backup document to the trust, just as whatever you have when you pass away, if it's not in the trust, gets poured over into the trust.
Oh, interesting.
So we would do that. We also do a bunch of powers of attorney, which will authorize somebody to handle your affairs if you become disabled, and healthcare documents as well. So if you're in the hospital and you're ill and you can't make your own healthcare decisions, you have somebody who will do those for you.
Again, Barry, I learn something new every single time you come on. So you just checked the box for today's visit. Lastly, an elder law. What's elder law?
Elder law is a subset, I would say, of estate planning. And it tends to focus more on the issues of nursing homes, and if you end up there, how to pay for those sort of things. Also, if you become mentally disabled or are on that tendency towards becoming incapacitated, how to set up your affairs that way. So I consider myself to be an elder lawyer as well as being an estate planning attorney. We do talk about nursing home protection at the very end of the seminar, usually during question and answer. So that becomes a part of estate planning for a lot of people. We also talk a bit about protecting your assets from your kids' divorces or your kids' lawsuits. So when you leave it to them, they don't lose any of it. If they get divorced, if they get sued, that's important too.
So we have to think, there's all these common questions like, is my power of attorney out of date? Do I need a will? What kind of trust I should get? This is the kind of thing you're going to answer for free in these seminars. We can get all these kind of more personal questions answered.
Yes, the seminars are complimentary. They go on for about 2 hours. Usually right after the seminar, there's a very active question and answer period that often could go on for as long as a half hour where questions are answered. And powers of attorney can be too old, so you often do need to update those if a lot of time has passed. And will stay around for a long time, though.
Yeah.
But for the people we see traditionally now, they don't seem to want traditional wills so much. They would rather have a living trust and avoid the probate process.
We only have 6 seconds left, but are the laws different from state to state based on this things?
With estate planning, not much.
Okay.
They tend to be consistent with the living trust or the wills. Now, when you get into Medicaid planning, they do vary a lot from state to state.
Okay.
We love having you on the show, Barry. It's always
Great.
a pleasure. For more information,
Yeah,
please
thank
visit
you.
preserveyourestate.net.
Preserveyourestate.net, or give them a call. The number's right on your screen. It's 860-548-1000. You can also follow them on Instagram at NHA Law.
And just know I love Barry. Okay, there you go.